Hello guys, I'm Sammy from HackerBad.net, and today we're going to talk about how people hack Facebook accounts, why they do it, what means they use, and especially about how you can protect yourself from it. Now, if you hear the word hacker, Facebook account hacker, you probably are seeing in the eye of your mind this picture of a person in a dark room coding on his computer in code that you cannot decipher, and it's all really scary and dark, and that's really not how it works these days. That's not how people do it. And it's deceptively simple, in fact, to hack Facebook accounts, which is why so many people fall for the tricks that are used to get at your account information. Now let's talk about the main methods that are employed. The first one is called phishing, but it's phishing with a PH in the beginning because, well, it's not actually phishing, it's phishing in an electronic sense, in that you use bait, for example, a fake email from Facebook. As you can see, this email seems to be from Facebook, and it asks the user to log into Facebook to change some information or to solve some alleged problems with the account or whatever. The user, not knowing what's going on, obviously clicks on the link and gets redirected to a fake login page, which is usually a subdomain of a certain domain. For example, in this case, it's www.facebook.clxx6.com. So this deceptively looks like Facebook, but it's not Facebook, which is why it's very important that if you click any links in any email to any major website that you log into, that you check the actual URL of the page and make sure that is actually the one you want to sign into, not www.facebook.cixx, but just facebook.com/whatever. So that's a very important thing to look out for because there are literally millions of these websites out there that try to phish account information from people, which is very something that has worked very, very well until advanced spam filters for email have been developed. Now, the way this works is basically there are a lot of programs that allow you to send emails in the name of almost any email address on the web. So, and that's the main problem. Anyone can send a email that claims to be from facebook.com. Okay? That's just something you can edit when you send an email with certain programs, thus making it seem as if it was from Facebook. However, email spam filters have recognized that Facebook only sends emails from certain emails and have started to filter out most of the other ones. So I do really recommend that you use a email service that has advanced filtering methods for spam, because else you're gonna get hundreds of these. I'm getting loads of these from PayPal and so on, just phishing emails daily, on a daily basis, with one of my email addresses where I do not have any kind of filtering. So that is the main method that is employed. So against what you would expect, it's really not the hacker attaining the information by hacking, but it's in many cases just the user giving the information freely without knowing it. And now the really bad thing about this is that if you type in your email address and your password in one of these pages, if it's set up correctly, you're not even going to notice because it's just going to direct you to the actual Facebook page and log you in automatically, which after that you don't have any downsides. You're just logged into Facebook and you don't know what's going on. Well, so this is really something you have to protect yourself against. It's also in some cases very targeted. Some people, if they really want your account, will make emails that are actually customized to you as a person, maybe even with your profile picture and I don't know, whatever, and they will just customize it to fit exactly your situation, your country, your language and everything, and those can be really hard to actually uncover that they're fakes and that they're phishing emails. So watch out for that. This is the most popular method and the way that most people get hacked when it comes to Facebook accounts. Now, other things that you could look for is most of the time it will actually be an actual Facebook email. However, what they will in most cases fail to do is they will not have an HTTPS website. That means it's not encrypted, which means there's no green sign right here, okay? And then look at the domain, and that way you can figure out if it's a hacker domain or not. Alright, so let's move on to the saddest of all, and probably one of the more effective ones as well, methods to use Facebook account to hack Facebook accounts. That would be the fake tools. That's kind of a method that is employed all over the web. It's used, for example, in gaming, in online games where people claim that you can get unlimited money or unlimited funds or whatever, unlimited items, and they claim that, and they have you download a program where you get to enter your email account and your URL and maybe even your passphrase, okay? And then, or this one is a classic example. Facebook hacker, please enter your username and your password. Then enter the information of your victim and hack the account or whatever. This is really, really, how should I say, ironic, because those are people that are trying to hack other accounts, and by doing that, they're getting hacked. Because obviously this program, this Facebook hacker program, is going to send the account information directly to the guy who created the software. And it's not going to hack anything, because you cannot hack Facebook accounts by simply using a hacking software. It doesn't work. I am sorry, but that's just simply the way it is. And I will explain exactly why that doesn't work in a few minutes as well, when we're moving on down the list. So, this is another major way how people get their hands on your Facebook accounts. They're using fake programs or fake offers like get free whatever's here. All I need is you to log into Facebook really quickly, and after that you get free stuff. And that's not a popular way they're doing it. They claim to have things that are basically impossible, like get $300 a day, sign up here, log into Facebook, and then you'll get $300 a day forever. Why not? Because logic, money grows on trees. So this is another major way they're doing it, and it's sad how many people are still falling for it. I do assume that most of these people that do fall for it are about 13 years old and simply do not know any better. Or whatever. I do not want to lose faith in mankind, so that's what I believe. Now let's move on down the list. Another major way how people hack your Facebook account is through viruses. Who would have thought? Quite obvious. Most Trojans or remote access tools, other kinds of viruses, do automatically record all your passwords. If you have saved any passwords in your browsers, they're going to copy them and send them directly to the botmaster or the virus owner. And they will also keylog all your inputs. So in one way or another, the owner of the virus may get your information at a certain time. Sooner or later, rather. So this is another major way. Obviously, what you can do about that is get an antivirus program and, if possible, one that isn't produced in the West, because we know that Western governments have made some efforts to, spy on their subjects from time to time. So I don't know. It's just a conspiracy theory. I have no facts, but I recommend going for something that is produced in the East when it comes to your virus detection programs. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Just get one that's up to date and that works against all kinds of Trojans, even Trojans that may or may not be from certain governments. So That is what I would recommend. That is another major way how people hack Facebook accounts. And what they'll usually do, certain Facebook viruses will do stuff like this, where they will share weird stuff on your timeline in order to promote certain websites or viruses. And that could be really annoying because you could get banned for that, but it was the virus that posted it. So a lot of these viruses are used to actually do marketing on Facebook, promoting porn sites or whatever kind of stuff. So that's really annoying as well. Happened to me once. I had to do a lot of explaining to all my Facebook friends, so that was annoying. Alright, so next method is also pretty popular, and I think with the emergence of mobile devices, it has gotten worse. This is sniffing. So that basically means if you use a hotspot or a wireless LAN router somewhere in, I don't know, wherever, where you do not own the router, people are able to actually record every packet that you send to the wireless router, and they're able to get all your information basically. So that's something you should watch out for. So next time you're, I don't know, away from home, you're, I don't know, at a school or at a bus stop or at a train station, and you have a free hotspot that is not password protected, keep in mind these things may be able to spy on you, okay? All one needs to do is install a sniffer, and you can basically record all the Facebook login data of people that are logging into Facebook through that router. So you should watch out for that. There are literally people that are running free wireless or unprotected wireless routers just for this purpose, just to get account data. And obviously, you should never log into PayPal or into your bank account using routers that you do not control. So that's just something. And that works for virus as well. I mean, basically, if someone hacked the network at your school or at your university or wherever, they could do the exact same thing. So keep that in mind. But it's less common, obviously, with wired stuff, and the bigger, the more budgets, the more money a school or a company has, the less likely it is that there's someone in there sniffing around. So I wouldn't worry about it unless you're using free wireless. Now, the last method, but certainly, well, it's basically the one that's best known, but in fact the one that is used the least, is actual hacking, brute forcing passwords. So that is basically you find out the email address of a Facebook account and then you brute force the password. That means you try every single variation of letters and numbers and other symbols in order to find the password. But in fact, this is the method that is used the least these days, because obviously Facebook and Google and other big websites have found way to adapt to this and to deny a tremendous amount of requests that follow each other to brute force passwords. So it's basically impossible these days. I don't even know. Maybe you can try one password every 5 seconds, and that would probably take you a few thousand years to figure out one single password of 6 letters. So I don't know. I wouldn't recommend anyone to try it that way. I wouldn't recommend doing it at all, in fact. But if any hacker is still using this kind of technique to hack Facebook accounts, that would just be sad. Sad, because it's literally impossible. So this is actually the method that I showed you in the beginning, with a hacker in his dark room, and that is the method that you were imagining. That's brute forcing, but it's in fact almost impossible unless your password is like 4 letters long. It's really a waste of time. And yeah, this is basically the least favorite one, and that is also why there are no hacking tools for Facebook accounts, because all a tool can do for you is brute force a password. which is, as I said, almost impossible unless you have thousands of years on your hand. Maybe you're a vampire. Maybe you don't die. I don't know. Maybe you have that time, but most hackers don't, so they don't use that. So let's recap. The most popular method is phishing. So check all the email that you get from Facebook and make sure it's legit. Okay, they may claim that your account is about to be deleted and you need to log in quick to save it or whatever. People that really target your account may customize the message to include your name and your email address and your specific language that you speak, maybe even pictures. They can be really sneaky. And some of these mails, especially if they're targeted directly at you, may not be detected by spam filters either. So just make sure that these emails are legit. You do that by checking the URL, the link that you click. Make sure it's facebook.com/something something something and not facebook.com whatever. Some will also have URLs like x61 blah 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 some stuff and then .facebook.com whatever. Just make sure that that's just facebook.com, okay? Just facebook.com. If at all possible, make sure that it's a HTTPS encrypted connection, because that's what Facebook uses, and you'll be safe from phishing. Then, yeah, just don't use any tools that claim that they can give you free stuff or that they can hack accounts, because it's impossible, okay? Some of these tools may send your information directly to the owner. Some of these may include viruses that sniff your information after the fact, after you've used it. So don't download any of these, don't use any of these, don't fall for it. Keep your computer clean. Have a virus software, an antivirus software that's up to date. And last but not least, do not log into free wireless hotspots. And you should be just fine when it comes to people trying to hack your account. Alright, so that's basically how it works. There are some small outliers. I mean, if someone in your family wanted to hack your account, they could theoretically install a keylogger directly on your PC while you're not there. You know, sneaky like that. That's possible, but, well, it almost never happens, so that's a really small outside chance. Maybe if your brother or sister or your parents are really experienced when it comes to computer and IT, that might be a possibility, but it's less of a case of that happening most of the time. Yeah, and that's basically that. That is how people try to hack your Facebook account, and it's basically how you can protect yourself from it. Alright, so I hope you've learned something today, and thanks you guys for watching. See you guys soon.